Hey guys, today I'm going to make a video on the topic hydrographic surveying. So, what do you mean by hydrographic surveying? Hydrographic survey is the science of measurement and description of features which affect maritime navigation, marine construction, dredging, offshore oil exploration or offshore oil drilling, and related activities. Hydrography is collected under rules which vary depending on the acceptance authority. Traditionally conducted by ships with a sounding line or echo sounding, surveys are increasingly conducted with the aid of aircraft and sophisticated electronic sensor systems in shallow waters. The information obtained from hydrographic surveying is required to bring up nautical charts, which involves first, available depths, second, improved channels, third, breakwaters, fourth, piers, fifth, the aid to navigation harbor facility. These surveys also take part in necessary data collection related to construction and developments of port facilities such as pier construction. This helps in finding the loss in capacity due to silt and many uncertainties. This is a figure of the hydrographic survey. On to the top left corner is the dynamic transducer draft correction, the tide correction, then comes the reference datum, chart depth, actual depth, sound velocity correction, observed depth. There are many applications of hydrographic surveying. A few of them are dock and harbor engineering, irrigation, river works, land reclamation, water power, flood control, sewage disposal, and many more. Coming on to the uses of hydrographic surveying. The depth of the bed can be determined. Shorelines can be determined. Navigation chart preparation. Locate seaward fall by measuring direct currents. Locating mean sea level. Scouring, silting, and irregularities of the bed can be identified. Tide measurement, river and stream discharge measurement. Massive structures like bridges, dams, harbors are planned. Now, coming on to the preliminary steps in hydrographic surveying. There are 3 steps in hydrographic surveying. The first one is reconnaissance. Second, locate horizontal control. Third, locate vertical control. Reconnaissance. What do you mean by reconnaissance? This would facilitate satisfactory completion of the survey in accordance with the requirements and specifications governing such work. Aerial photographs would help the study. Reconnaissance of an area or water is used to determine depths, beach gradients, the nature of the bottom, and the location of coral reefs, rocks, shoals, and man-made obstacles. Second, locating horizontal control. Tachyometric and plane table survey can be conducted in order to undergo such rough works. No rules are kept for establishing horizontal control as topography, vegetation, type, size of topography affect such rules. Horizontal control surveys coordinate horizontal positional data. These positions can be referenced by parallel or plane coordinate axes. Because they are used as a framework for other surveys, these surveys must be precise and accurate. These surveys provide a network of monuments or points on the ground that can be used as the control for any other surveying project, such as a boundary or construction survey. Locating vertical control. Setting and checking the level of the gauges are uses of benchmarks. A vertical control survey determines elevation with respect to sea level. These surveys are also used as a benchmark upon which other surveys are based, and high degree of accuracy is required. These surveys are useful for tidal boundary surveys, route surveys, construction surveys, and topography surveys. Sounding and hydrographic surveying. The specific need for sounding are preparation of navigation charts, that is, an all-time information for future purpose also. Second, material that to be dredged has to be determined early to facilitate easy movement in project without any confusion. Third, material dredging should also accompany where filling has to be done. Material dumping is also measured. Fourth, design of backwaters. Sea wells require detailed information that is obtained from sounding. Equipment for sounding. There are many equipments for sounding, some of which are shore signals and buoys, sounding equipment, instruments for measuring angles. Organizations. National and International Maritime Hydrography. Hydrographic offices evolved from naval heritage and are usually found within national naval structures. For example, Spain's Instituto Hidrográfico de la Marina. Coordination of those organizations and product standardization is voluntarily joined with the goal of improving hydrography, and safe navigation is conducted by the International Hydrographic Organization. Hydrographic survey conducted by non-national agencies. Governmental entities below the national level conduct or contract for hydrographic surveys for waters within their jurisdictions, with both internal and contract assets. Such surveys commonly are conducted by national organizations or under their supervision or the standards they have approved, particularly when the use is for the purposes of chart making and distribution or the dredging of state-controlled waters. Hydrographic survey by private organizations. Commercial entities also conduct large-scale hydrographic and geophysical surveying, particularly in the dredging, marine construction, oil exploration, and drilling industries. Industrial entities installing submarine communications cable or power require detailed survey of cable routes prior to installation and increasingly use acoustic imaginary equipment previously found only in military applications when conducting their surveys. Specialized companies exist that have both the equipment and expertise to contract with both commercial and governmental entities to perform such surveys. Methods of hydrographic surveying. lead lines, sounding poles, and single beam echo sounders. The history of hydrographic surveying dates almost as far back as that of sailing. For many centuries, a hydrographic survey required the use of lead lines, ropes or lines with depth markings attached to lead weights to make one end sink to the bottom when lowered over the side of a ship or boat, and sounding poles, which were poles with depth markings which could be thrust over the side until they touched the bottom. Single beam echo sounders and fathometers began to enter service in the early 1930s, which used sonar to measure the depth beneath a vessel. Wire drag surveying. In the wire drag method, a wire attached to two ships or boats and set at a certain depth by a system of weights and buoys was dragged between 2 points. If the wire encountered an obstruction, it would become taut and form a V shape. The location of the V revealed the position of the submerged rocks, wrecks, and other obstructions, while the depth at which the wire was set showed the depth at which the obstruction was encountered. Thank you.